Have you ever jumped into the unknown, only to find out it was the best decision you ever made? Let me take you back to the time when I decided to drop everything and embark on a spontaneous trip to a foreign country. I found myself in a place where I didn't speak the language, didn't understand the customs, and was completely out of my comfort zone. Every street corner was a new puzzle to solve, every conversation a thrilling game of charades. The food was strange, the signs were indecipherable, and I was lost, in the most literal sense. But amidst all the confusion and uncertainty, I discovered a sense of adventure I never knew existed. I made friends who didn't speak my language, danced to music I didn't understand, and tasted flavors I couldn't begin to describe. That journey changed my life. It taught me that sometimes you need to take a leap of faith. It's not that just one story though, many people have discovered themselves through travel. Picture this, a woman, let's call her Jane, embarking on her first solo trip to a far-flung corner of the world, armed with nothing but her backpack and a thirst for adventure. Jane was a creature of routine, a staunch believer in the safety of her comfort zone. But it was on the winding roads of a foreign land, amidst people speaking a language she didn't understand, Jane found a piece of herself she never knew existed. She discovered adaptability, resilience, and an ability to dance in the face of unpredictability. Or consider John, a man in his 40s, a seasoned traveler, who has spent more time on the road than in his own home. John, who has dined with locals in the heart of Africa, hiked the rugged terrains of South America, and witnessed the grandeur of the northern lights in Iceland. He speaks of travel as a reminder of the planet's vastness and the insignificance of our everyday woes. John learned to appreciate the little things, the fleeting moments, the transient beauty of a sunrise, and the ephemeral joy of a shared meal. And then there's Sarah, a young woman who swapped her 9-to-5 job for a life on the road. Sarah, who has lived out of a suitcase, swapping skyscrapers for mountains, city lights for starry skies. She talks about the invaluable lessons she's learned from the cultures she's immersed herself in, the friendships she's forged, and the countless stories she's gathered along her journey. Each of these stories, unique and different as they might be, share a common thread. They are tales of personal growth, of learning, of stepping out of the familiar and embracing the unknown. These aren't just stories of seeing new places, of ticking off destinations on a bucket list. They are narratives of transformation, of people becoming more open-minded, more appreciative, more adaptable. These stories are not just about seeing new places. They are about learning, growing, and becoming more than you were. Travel is not just about the destination. It's about the journey and the lessons you learn along the way. Our explorations around the globe have led us to meet a diverse group of people, each with their unique tales of travel. From these narratives, a few common themes have emerged, underlining the universal lessons that travel can impart. The first lesson is adaptability. When you're out there in the world, things often don't go as planned. Flights get delayed, luggage gets lost, and weather doesn't cooperate. But rather than letting these setbacks ruin your experience, travel teaches you to adapt, to find a new route when the road is blocked, to make do with what you have when your luggage goes missing, to find the silver lining in every cloud. The second lesson is open-mindedness. Travel thrusts you into new cultures, unfamiliar customs, and different ways of life. It challenges your beliefs, your perceptions, and your biases. It encourages you to embrace diversity, to appreciate the unfamiliar, and to find common ground with people who are different from you. The third lesson is patience. In our fast-paced world, we often forget the virtue of patience. But travel, with its inevitable delays and detours, reminds us of the value of slowing down, of taking a moment to breathe, to observe, to soak in the surroundings. The fourth lesson is resilience. Travel can be tough. It can push you out of your comfort zone, test your limits, and challenge your endurance. But in overcoming these challenges, you discover an inner strength, a resilience that you didn't know you had. And finally, travel is a tool for self-discovery and personal growth. As you navigate the world, you also navigate the landscapes of your own character. You learn about your strengths and weaknesses, your passions and fears, your dreams and desires. Travel can teach us lessons that no book or classroom ever can. So, pack your bags, step out of your door, and let the world be your teacher. Travel experiences are so personal, yet they can be universal in the lessons they teach us. Each journey, each adventure, each experience molds us, shapes us, and leaves an imprint on our hearts and minds. But these imprints aren't meant to be kept to ourselves, they're meant to be shared, to inspire and to teach. That's where you come in. We want to hear about your travels, the destinations you've explored, the cultures you've immersed yourself in, the people you've met. and most importantly, the lessons you've learned. These stories, your stories, are the threads that weave together the tapestry of the global community of travelers. Your experiences are valuable, not just to you, but to all of us. They remind us that we are not alone in our wanderlust, in our quest for understanding and connection. So, what are your travel stories? What have you learned from your journeys? Share them in the comments below. We can't wait to hear your stories. The journey doesn't stop when you return home. This isn't just about the stamps on your passport or the souvenirs you've collected. It's about how these experiences continue to shape and mold you, long after you've unpacked your bags and settled back into your daily routine. Think about it. Each trip you take, each culture you immerse yourself in, is like a drop of ink in the vast canvas of your life. It adds color, depth, and texture to your identity, subtly influencing your perspectives and the way you interact with the world around you. You might find yourself savoring your morning coffee a little longer, reminiscing about the sunrise you watched from a mountaintop. Or perhaps you'll find more patience in your heart, remembering the kind strangers who helped you when you were lost in a foreign city. Travel is not a moment in time, but a continuous journey that shapes our lives. Remember, every journey you embark on is a new chapter in the book of your life. Make it a good one. Before we wrap up, we have a small request. If this video has inspired you, if our stories have resonated with you, then we ask you to share this inspiration with others. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, your family, and fellow wanderers. Let's spread the joy of travel and the lessons it imparts. If you haven't done so already, click on the subscribe button. Join our community of explorers, and stay updated with more travel stories, tips, and insights. After all, the road is long and the world is wide. There's so much more to see, to learn, to experience. Thank you for watching, and as we always say, safe travels. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, so what are you waiting for? Your next adventure awaits.